Welcome everybody. Tonight we have a guest, Corey Grumpy Johnson. He's a comedian. Um, I know his brother very well from being in the music industry, and I know he just started out doing comedy like recently. So I want to learn more about like how he started, how it's going, and talk about some of the highs and the lows. I want to hear it all.
Absolutely. Comedy's awesome. It's a journey, I'll tell you that. It's a lot different from hip hop. Um I did hip hop for 20 years. My brother's a musician and I still love it. I just at my age I felt like to still pursue that and to reach the goals I'm trying to reach with it, it's a little far fetched at this point. And the game is changing, the industry's changing. So I pivoted, man. I pivoted into comedy, which is it's not that different, man. The skill set is when it comes to writing, I consider myself a writer.
You're
So
a good brother.
when it comes to writing, it's not that different. I mean, there's a cadence, there's a beat to it, there's a pulse to it, and you just have to find that vibe and go for it. It took me a year probably to start feeling confident in comedy, altogether. So I've only been doing it a little over a year now. And I had, kind of a break recently with the Kill Tony thing, and that helps.
Yeah, that was
Trust me, that
big,
helps.
man.
I have
That
people
was
stopping
big.
me. I got people stopping me in the store and stuff like in the grocery store, like, "Yo, I seen
That's
you on Kill
awesome.
Tony." So that's pretty cool.
That's what's
And
up.
it's just a big bump. It's something that's on the internet. I think it's up to like 4 million views now. So it's something that, it could help your career and it could push you forward. Plus, just getting in good with that platform and those people over there, they're really nice. They give you an
Oh
invite.
yeah,
If you do well on the show, I was walking off. The lady was like, "Yo, you're invited back whenever. If you're in Austin or whatever, swing through and we'll see what we can do. Try to get you back
oh,
on the
that's
show."
awesome.
So yeah, they look out for you if you do well on there. So it's confident. It's fun, man. Comedies. See, when I was rapping, I was in a group, so I had two other counterparts to help me, to have my back and support and all. Here, I'm up there by myself. I'm naked. You know what I mean?
That's
So
true. Yeah, yeah.
it's a journey, man. It's a struggle. When you bomb hard, and it's on you. It ain't on. You can't point the finger at anybody else. But that's what I like anyway. I like to be held accountable. You know what I mean? It helps you grow. You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean? If you can always blame somebody, sometimes you will, and you'll take that easy out. I think that's just the way humans are. But yeah, comedy's awesome, bro. It's fun. It's something like hip hop. I used to be there years ago. I tried to get back into it, like I said recently, and it just didn't feel the same as it did, 15, 20 years ago. But
Yeah, the
comedy,
game's
man,
definitely changing.
I go to sleep thinking about it. I wake up thinking about it. Jokes and the new jokes. How to let me move this word around. Let me do this. Let me do that. It's a lot of
That's
refining
the way
work
to
too.
be.
Once you write the joke, it's never really done. You're always adding to it and adding
Yeah,
a second punch here or a few tags. It's just fun,
That's
man.
the
I
way to
don't
be,
know.
though. You got to find enjoyment in it, or you don't do it.
Exactly. And
Exactly.
it's something I want to do for the rest of my life. So this is my path. I mean, I work. I have a 9 to 5 job, to pay the bills, but that's all it is. Like, I don't think about work when I leave it. Like, the minute I clock out, I'm clocked out. And
hell
most of
yeah.
the time when I'm clocked into work, I'm thinking about comedy and I'm thinking about jokes. I work in a bar, so it easily allows, it's comedy everywhere. Bars are hilarious.
Hell yeah.
It's some
Hell
characters that
yeah,
come
buddy.
in. So,
That's a
I had
good
to,
testing ground though, for real. The bar, being at the bar, you could probably test a couple of them jokes
oh,
out there at
everyone,
the bar.
everyone says, "Yo, give me a new joke. Let me see what you're working with." So that's cool. I get to try stuff out on them, and if I get a laugh, I'm like, "Okay, I'm taking this to the stage tonight." So we're gonna
That's
figure
So
it
let
out.
me
real
ask you
shit.
something. How difficult was it to transition from being a musician to being somebody to stand up on stage? Like, I know you didn't stand up there and think of everybody in their pajamas or something.
Nah, I
Was
didn't.
it hard for you to go from writing music to writing comedy?
It's an adjustment. Hard. it's a struggle. Like there's struggles with it. I wouldn't say it's hard because I had kind of a background of being on stage before, you know what I mean, and things like that. Hearing my own voice, things like that. So it's kind of like,
but it's definitely a different mindset.
it's way different. Yeah, it's way different.
Yeah.
There's different obstacles with it, and but it's cool. I think the hardest part is just finding that confidence within yourself. You know what I mean? Because you're up there alone, like I said, and you just have to find you have to be confident in your joke not being fun, like not getting a laugh for 5 minutes. You might go to open mic and you might get one giggle the whole time, and you're just like, damn, like that didn't work. But it's, you know, it's refinement. It's going back through it, and it's just doing it again. Continue to do it, and that's what it is.
How do you compare? Well, how do you compare it to like when you like, let's say you write like a rhyme or something, and you go to like recite your rhyme on stage versus to like freestyling something, like coming up with a joke or like, you know, like freestyle rap. Like, does it like relate in that way? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you write a joke, is it kind of like you testing like a song that you did like in front of an audience? Is it similar like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's similar, but it's with a song. I would say with jokes, you're more naked. You're more vulnerable on stage because my main objective is to make you laugh, and if you don't laugh, I failed. Now with a verse, I could kick a verse. I mean, I've been writing rhymes. I could kick a verse, and you could be like, "Oh, that was all right." But with a joke, it's not like an all right joke isn't that good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like it's a different measuring stick, I guess you would say.
It's either different or a banger.
Yeah, exactly. And I think on stage, what I'm learning is the cadence, the beat, getting your pauses, being comfortable with silence on stage.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times as a comedian, especially as a young comedian like myself, you're always looking to fill those. You're scared of the pauses. You're scared of the silence in the room because your objective is to make them laugh and it not to be silent. So it's kind of a mental thing, but it just takes time. I see, and everyone has their own pace. You know what I mean?
Like charisma and style.
Yeah, everyone does. And like I'll go to open mic. There'll be 30 of us on an open mic, right? 30 guys getting up, 25 to 30 people maybe. And I sit there and I watch a lot of comedians and I learn from them. What are they doing that I'm not doing on stage? I always film myself. So any set I do, almost any set, I went twice last week and didn't film myself either time because I forgot my stand in my girl's car, but my tripod. But I film every set for the reason, like, I just want to watch it. I don't care if they laugh. I mean, of course, you're gauging the laughs and like, okay, this works. That punch was a little weak. Let's try to switch that out. Let's find something new. Let me use this word instead of this word. For example, I have a joke where I talk about the election. I was like, the election's over. Donald Trump on. He kicked her ass too. He ran through Kamala. I was like, I haven't seen a black woman get beat like that since Cassie, right? So, when I say that, when I say that, the one room, I didn't get much of a thing. So I just immediately threw another. I had multiple punches for that joke. One was Tina Turner. You know what I'm saying? So, I haven't seen a black woman get beat like that since Tina Turner. So, and it was an older crowd. So I was like, oh, y'all don't know Cassie? Well, how about Tina Turner? And then just got a laugh. So it just kind of pivoting. You have to feel the crowd. It's similar with hip hop in that sense, where you kind of have to feel it. You know what I mean? You have to vibe with the crowd and work off of them. But
you gotta be so good you can sell rubbers to a monk in a crowd. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely. No, that's real. That's real. If they believe you, if I get on stage and they believe me, because a lot of people are very unbelievable when they're first starting out and trying to figure it out. The confidence isn't there. So if I had to tell any comedian that was just starting out, find that confidence. Get comfortable on stage. You know what I mean? Because if you're not, they're going to see it, and it's just the jokes won't land.
They'll eat you alive.
Imagine if Dave Chappelle or Bill Burr or somebody was on stage and they just were looking at the floor. They weren't making eye contact. It doesn't translate. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think.
Now, have you ever went out there and did your all and still not gotten a laugh?
Yeah, I've done jokes that I know were funny, that
Yeah,
I've
Coach.
gotten. I've shook rooms with these jokes, and you'll go to some places and they just don't work, and you're like, oh my god, like how didn't that work? But sometimes it's a crowd. I think George Carlin said it. I seen an interview with George Carlin, and one thing I do is I study the greats. Like I study them. I watch every interview they ever did. Anything. If Bill Burr does an interview on the Breakfast Club, I'm watching it. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to watch it because I have to. Like I admire these people. I want to be just like them in my own way, of course, and have my own character and what I bring to the table. But one thing George Carlin said that blew my mind. He said, "If you know a joke's funny, you know it's funny. It's worked time and time again, and it doesn't work tonight. It's the crowd. It ain't you. Sometimes it's, sometimes it is that, you know what I mean? Not to blame anything, but I know this is funny. It's worked umpteen times. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, those jokes, yeah. So that type of, but yeah, sometimes you'll fall flat on your face, but you just got to know, like, okay, just got it. What did Leah say? Dust yourself off and try again. You know, that's all it is. You just find that motivation. Don't let it get you down. Don't let it tear you down. It's like with this stuff, you're doing podcasting, reading the comments sometimes. It's like, hey, don't read the comments. You know what I mean? Or if you want to read them, take them with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Read them and be like, damn, maybe I do need to work on this, or maybe I am an asshole with this, or, and you just figure it out and you just move on.
I'll tell you what, sometimes
don't take it to heart where it stops you. Yeah, I mean, that's fun too. I do that. I do that too sometimes. I find myself on the internet going back and forth with people. You know what I mean? I know Chester be doing it, you know what I'm saying, with Talib Kweli. I seen it. You know what I'm saying? But it happens. And sometimes you got to stay in your ground and say what you want to say. But when it comes to, someone critiquing your craft or what you're doing, your creativeness, I try to listen. And if I think they're wrong or if I think they're hating or some weird stuff, I just dismiss it and keep it pushing. That's all.
That's all.
I mean, I have enough people. That's all you can do. I have enough people that exactly. I have enough people that push me forward and be like, "Yo, I like that. I like that." But I also don't listen to friends either. So when my friends are friends, they're nice. You know what I mean? They're kind to you. They'll always have those kind words. Sometimes you don't get the constructive criticism enough with them, and I love strangers sometimes because they help me really look at myself and like fix things. Friends that enable you. Friends that enable you sometimes and say, "Oh, that was fire," when it's like, "No, it wasn't. That wasn't even that good." You know what I'm saying? But whatever.
Have you ever performed it?